Hello, hello. Hi, Anne. Thank you for tuning in with me
Hi,
today.
Meg.
Welcome to the Asian Dating Podcast. Today I have the lovely Ann Maas, and she is Look Better Online's CEO, Director of Operations, Concierge, and as Look Better Online's Director of Operations since 2014, Ann became owner and CEO in 2020. Being a freelance photographer for over 45 years, she has been Look Better Online's own Washington, D.C. area photographer since 2013. So, logging in over 160 photo sessions with Look Better Online under her belt, Anne has worked closely with photographers, dating coaches, and clients on a daily basis. Having participated in online dating herself, she can offer her customers the additional quality care that she knows they deserve. Welcome to the show, Anne. How are you?
Hi, May. Thank you. Going well, doing well. Beginning of this new year. So we're all excited about seeing what we can do to help people start off on the right foot this time.
Yes, yes. Taking photos and getting the proper photos for your online dating profile or your matchmaking profile is so important. And I really feel like if someone is
Very
barely getting dates now online, they can just do this one simple thing and really get some more hits on their profiles, if you will. So today we're going to talk
definitely.
about some things that we can do to help our listeners out there put their best foot forward and get more dates. So, Anne, share with me, you're obviously doing online dating yourself. Like, what are some things that you found as you're swiping left, swiping right about guys' profiles out there that you can think they can improve on?
I think, everyone has to remember you have one time, one shot to excite the person that you're hoping to attract. And if your first picture is you in a t-shirt and you're making a funny face, or you're shooting it from below, or it's blurry, and that's the very first picture, most women are going to swipe left. They're going to say, why even bother looking at anymore? If his very first image is not putting his best foot forward, why should I care? Same thing I understand men say about women's, that. So your, as they say, your first impression, you've got to grab them on that first picture, and then they'll say, I'll go to the next one. I'll go to the next one. But remember, don't put a bad picture in, because as they say, all it takes is one bad picture to ruin the rest of the profile. So if you're iffy about a photo and your friends say, I don't know if you should put that one in, don't. Because even if you say, but I like where I am, or I like what I'm wearing, but if it's a bad picture of you, don't use it. If you like what you're wearing, have somebody else take a good picture of you at another time in that, but only put the best of you in these pictures. So, one of the things I notice a lot is just the amount of stuff behind you. It really should be about the person. When you think about how quickly we are looking and flipping, we don't want to have to sit there and decipher who it is, where you are. You want to see that person. Again, your first profile photo should be basically probably a three-quarter headshot. And that way, and you're smiling, you look good, your hair looks good. From there, you can include full length, you can include the three-quarter, you can include the action, you can include pictures perhaps with a pet. But think about the best, and also the colors that look best on you. Solids are great when it comes to, as you can see, I've got a red top on. May's got this beautiful blue against her. The solid makes you stand out more. And so when you're going to get photos taken, think about that instead. Doesn't mean you can't date wearing plaids and stripes and prints. We don't care about that. But when it comes to photos, it just helps clarify who you are.
So, for women, do you
So
suggest they wear blues, reds, blacks, grays, whites? Like, what colors look best?
I would say keep the black below, not up here, because if, like yourself, you've got dark hair, if you've got on a black top or a black dress, it's all going to blend in. And then you're not going to see yourself. So having that royal blue against your black hair enables someone to differentiate between your hair and what you're wearing. Though, the whole thing about the little black dress, it's best to have a color instead. So when it comes to colors, and for everybody, different shades, and I know it's harder for men, so it's always great perhaps if a guy has a nice girl friend who can help them perhaps find the right colors, because I understand guys are colorblind. Many of them might not find the right shade. So I wouldn't go out blanket and say reds, blues, greens, because there's so many different shades within that. So truly, it's finding the right color that works against your skin tones, your hair. That's why they say that redheads would look really good in royal blue. Redheads would look good in certain green. Blondes look good in purple because yellow and purple are opposite on the color wheel. Red and green are opposite on the color wheel. Orange and blue are opposite on the color wheel. So a lot of times those colors go well, but it's finding the right shade of those colors.
So you mentioned little black dress. Are you saying that instead of a little black dress, women should have a little red dress, a little blue dress, and not really go for that black all the time?
I think what you do in real life, you can have that little black dress to go to your cocktail parties, but in your photos, why don't you be the different one? Instead, have that gorgeous royal blue, have that gorgeous purple, have that gorgeous red. So you're going to stand out. So when they're going to remember you, instead of saying, I remember you in that black dress, they're going to say, I remember in you in that beautiful green dress, that beautiful purple dress instead. So it's also going to show your figure because you might blend in too much again with the black. And so again, depending on the color of your hair, it's going to look better in a color. And just standing out is so much better. And if you think about a sea of people all wearing their black and you come in with your royal blue or your red or something, you're going to stand out. And they're going to, ooh, I see her. So
I
much
think
better.
a good exercise would just be me going online and Googling women with brunette hair like me and just looking at photos. If I think they look good with those coloring, then I should be like making a note like, oh, maybe I should try pink or red or blue, and things that you normally wouldn't think would look great on you might look great on you. So I think maybe
That's
doing
a
a
great
little,
idea. That's a great idea.
yeah.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
and Pinterest, for men and women. If you Google, brown hair, black hair, red hair, blonde hair, whatever, there's so much information online now. And when you go into images, so if you go into Google and you type in what color looks best with blonde hair and fair skin, or what color looks best with black hair and this, go into images at that point from Google, and there's just so much information, so much information. And there's also sites that will do your colors, that if you upload a photo, it'll help you find what colors look best for you. And it makes shopping so much easier when you know what your colors are instead of just looking at everything in that way. It's so easy online. If you know you look good in royal blue, you just Google royal blue V-neck sweater, men, royal blue V-neck sweater, woman, and go into images, go into shopping, and you have endless
Yeah.
amounts of opportunities, styles. And so when you get specific on Google, looking for certain colors, solids, you can't say I can't find solids. You can find solids. They're definitely out there.
I like that idea where you Google that and then maybe you just, screenshot a couple images. And maybe if you need to go in person, you can go to a Nordstrom, go to a place where there's a personal shopper that can help you and say, hey, I want to get some first date outfits. Can you help me? This is kind of
Yeah,
what I like. I think this will look good on me. What do you think? And now that person has an idea of what you're looking for and to help you, and just let the personal shopper know that, hey, I have a photo shoot coming up and I want to have some great
yeah,
dating photos. Like, I feel like people want to help
definitely.
you if you ask for help, right? Even a photographer that you book a session with on Look Better Online, those photographers have been doing this for a while. Like, they know the answers to help you how to pose, what colors to wear. how to look and how to act
Well,
and
the way our company works actually, instead of our photographers helping them with their clothes, what we do is we have for our men, we have a stylist that works with them. And for the women, I work with them. We send out guidelines on how to pick your clothes. And with men, with any shoot, we have guidelines on how the shoulders should fit on your shirts. What kind of necklines are best on your shirts? Where should the sleeves land on your wrist? How should your pants fit you? How long should the pants be against your shoes? Should you wear cuffs? Should you wear straight? Should you wear wide angle? If you're a woman, should you wear straight leg? So because of body types, not everybody can wear the same kind of clothes. So what we do is we send out guidelines and samples of what can help. And so that way with our men, we send them guidelines and then they have a half an hour with our stylist and then they'll help them decide on what works and what not. They can help them figure out some clothes that will work for them. So the whole idea is we're giving time to find out what's best. And so often people don't know, as you were saying, May, people don't know what looks good on them. And since somebody who has knowledge of what is right for a certain body type or hair and so forth, then suddenly you say, oh my gosh, I never thought about that. Wow, what a difference. And you start going in your closet going, nope, 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 starting again, because when people forget that when you go and do online photos, what's the next step? Dating. As you said, you need dating clothes. And so you're not just there to take a picture to be a 2D, you got to be a 3D person. And so we encourage, now you need dating clothes. And so having one thing for women, I think it can go for men too. If you find a shirt, a blouse, a sweater that you really like, buy it in multicolors that work for you. Because if you know it fits well, the cut, that color, and maybe like for me, I'm a winter. So for me, royal, if I can find that sweater in royal blue, in purple, in certain reds, that's three right there that I can mix and match with different outfits. And I already know that works. So with men, a lot of times finding the right polo shirt. I understand not every polo shirt is the same, even though you say polo shirt, because how the sleeves fit and all the idea of where the sleeves land on your arm, that it's not baggy, that they're fitted. And so that's another thing with men that we talk about is slender fitted shirts. Then you've got the untucked shirts for those men that perhaps have a slightly larger belly and don't want to tuck. And so there's some lovely untucked shirts that can really make you stylish. And as we get into our 40s, and at that point, if two people have never been married before, they're realizing you're at a stage in your life, you're serious. You're not floating around like you are in your 20s and kind of into your 30s. At this point, hopefully you've been in your career for a while, you know who you are. Then show online in these photos, you mean business. You want to show a woman, if you're a guy, you want to show a woman that you took your time on your profile to look good, have a great written profile, because she's looking for marriage. She's looking for stability. She's looking for maybe a father for her children. How can you present yourself? And you present yourself messy, then she's not going to be interested. Same thing when a guy's looking at a woman's profile. Yes, there's a time and place for the sexy outfits and so forth, but think about how you want to appear, who you are in the masses. And what we like when it comes to our photo sessions, we offer you 2 or 3 different outfits to say, who are you dressier? Who are you casual? Because you might be that fun, flirty guy, gal that likes to go hiking and has that, and you know that in their pictures they've got cute boots on and jeans and so forth. They're going to maybe want to do some activities. They might say it. But if you see a woman and all she has are high heels with her jeans, most likely she's probably not going to be someone to go hiking with, because that's what she's trying to show in her images. This is who I am. So these are different ways as you get into, say, your 40s. How can you make your profile stand out? And basically, again, just by showing you've taken the time to think about who you are, because this is the only way they're going to meet you. And so having these clean cut outfits, not, one of the things, May, that I'm noticing a lot, more and more people are wearing glasses. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, I just got my
That
glasses the other day. So yeah.
it's a part of the wardrobe now that I find it's funny because I find it sexy. A lot of guys wearing glasses. It's like, ooh, it's like I'd rather see you with your glasses than not. And so it's interesting how more and more people seem to be opting for glasses. And that's another thing. Go to a place that's going to give you the right style, because there are umpteen different styles, but having the correct one for your face structure, having it where your eyebrows you can see, so your eyes and so forth, it really makes a difference also.
When you were mentioning that sometimes men can wear shirts that are untucked or tucked to kind of hide their belly, I just find that men who don't ask the questions on what they could wear to kind of hide their belly, that's a mistake. Like, I feel like just wearing a suit jacket can cover your belly. And a lot of guys wear clothes that are too big for them because maybe they thought, even though they lost
Right.
weight, they're still thinking they're that size and they haven't taken the time to spend some money and buy some nice fitting clothes. And that's a mistake where, man, you just lost 20
Oh,
pounds. Like,
definitely.
go treat yourself and buy a whole new wardrobe. I always like to tell them just
uh,
buy 3 outfits for your first date, second date, third date. That way you can look presentable, make it easy, and you don't stress out about your date outfits and just get nice
exactly.
photos taken. So with
No, it's
photos,
so true. I have
oh, go
with the
ahead.
clothing, you're so right that in mentally they still think that they're heavy and that they're, oh, it doesn't make a difference, but sometimes they're 2 sizes less. And when you put them in their right clothes and they look at themselves like, wow, I look good. It's like, wasn't that the reason you lost the weight?
Right.
And when it comes to men's pants, the back end, they got to make sure that the back end looks really good too, because there's nothing worse than just these draggy, it's just, again, if you're in your 40s, I don't want to see these, your butt, if I may say, should be fitted in these pants because you're still young and that you still look good. And women are going to look at guys from behind too. So it's just as important that, and shoes. Oh my God. Shoes, women will look at your feet, guys. And there's so many smart shoes these days that guys can wear with their jeans, with their shorts, with their khakis, with their dress slacks. I mean, there are some great looking shoes. Do not underestimate. Go out and find some terrific shoes. Women will look down and notice.
Yeah, I
We
agree.
notice.
I agree. So, how should women or men pose in photos that would make them look best, like make them look approachable and open?
It's funny. The whole business pose with crossing the arms is out now. The idea is you need to, as you just said, approachable. Your body needs to be open and relaxed. And if you think about keeping each of your arms on the proper side of your body, but not like a stiff, but just thinking that opens you up. And so it's allowing somebody to come into you. Um, when you're seated, sometimes we might lean forward and cross our arms, and like then you cover your entire body. And what you're saying, even though you're smiling, the rest of you is saying, I'm guarding myself. So when you're getting your photos taken, think about open and happy. And also, if you're going to have somebody take your picture with a cell phone, and everybody has a portrait mode on theirs, use it because it's great. And I also understand that sometimes if you put it on live, like on iPhones, if you put it on live, and then you can actually choose a frame that you might pick out of 10 that from that live session, which is cool too. to get the right expression. You just move it along and find the right expression. But having fun photos, like not only having, your regular portrait, your 3/4 body, your full length, your headshot, but to also include, it's funny with guys, women like to see a guy with a dog because I think it's that whole parental feeling. If you're looking for a guy who might want to have a family, and if he's hugging his dog and dogs licking him and so forth, that kind of photo. If you're interacting with the dog, not just walking a dog, because anybody can do that, but show that you and your dog have a connection. Then usually a woman's going, oh, he's probably gonna be so good with a baby. But it's interesting because I don't know, May, what you heard? Like, women probably shouldn't show themselves with a cat because suddenly they get labeled the cat lady.
I've talked about that in other podcasts where actually a guy was on my podcast and said he doesn't like it when women shows too many photos with their dogs, meaning one photo is great, but you don't need to show you and the dog at a park and then you at a dog in the selfie. Like one is fine. Women love men, the
Exactly.
dog, right? Big dog or small dog. I think that's fine. But women also don't like men with their cats. Like they don't need to be showing their cat in a photo. So that's kind of not as appealing.
Well,
Um,
it's interesting. I think women who are cat people don't mind because then they can see that if they have a cat, even though they might not show it in their profile, and they see that a guy has a cat, it all depends on how he's photographed with the cat. You don't want to be too strange with your cat. So
yeah, see, that's the
I
thing.
think that makes a difference.
Yeah, you might as well not be in a photo with a cat because what's a good cat photo and what's a bad cat photo? Like, if you're
Yeah.
questioning it, it's probably better just to eliminate it. So, yeah,
Just say
that
you
would
have
be my
cats in your
advice.
profile. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be my
I know
advice.
there's something about dogs that, yeah,
Right.
that's, and that's the thing is using the profile. Women not only look at the photos, but I think more women read profiles than I guess guys seem to. But we do want to know the information. So we like to say, have your photos reflect what you're writing. So if you are somebody that likes to ride a bike, maybe you've got a picture from a bike ride that you had done. If you're somebody that likes to play tennis, maybe you had some pictures of you, but one, again, we only need one of something. If you've gone skiing and you've got something skiing, what's nice is to label your photos, because if you've gone skiing places that somebody else has, that's a conversation opener.
Good
Same thing
one.
with your travel pictures. If you're going to be in a travel picture and you're small and you've got the Alps behind you, say where you are. Of course, that's not going to be a picture to show what you look like, but it's going to show that you like to travel. And again, if you say where it is, you're going to evoke someone saying, oh my gosh, where did you go? I love it. I would tell me some stories. Or someone saying, I went there too. What was the best thing that you liked? But don't always count on travel pictures to be your only pictures on your profile. That's why having, as we said at the beginning, get some good headshots, get some good 3/4 full length. That's only about you. I know so often we have these group pictures, and so many people are going to cross out the faces in the group pictures to show that you're friendly. I wouldn't even show it. Like like that's not good. And unless your friends have said it's okay to put their picture on a dating site, it's probably just best not to put a group shot in that. Um, so we have to be careful sometimes when you're uploading images of you with other people. It's only fair to tell them that you're doing that, because I've had instances where I've seen friends of mine, oh, I saw you in a picture, and they'll go, where'd you see it? And I said, oh, on somebody's dating photo. I went, really? And so maybe they don't want to be on your dating photo.
And plus, you don't want to put pictures of your friends online if, especially if your friends are cuter than you, right? Like if you're going to do that, you should put ugly friends on there. Just kidding. But anyway, Another thing,
Gather up all your ugly friends.
a photographer slash matchmaker took my photos a while ago, and she told me if I'm going to pose, make sure my arms aren't flat against my body because that makes me, makes my arm maybe look flabby. But just to make sure there's like some light coming through here. So my arms are slimmer looking. And
Definitely.
also to make sure my face is looking in the camera, almost, stretching my neck out a little bit to avoid the double chin.
Right. We call it the turtle.
Okay.
We call it the turtle. So if you think about it and just push your head out just a little, it then starts to define your jawline. And
Yeah.
so it just a little, and also 3/4 is a lot better than maybe straight on. And you really don't want someone shooting from below up. And you have to be careful because yes, you might have a friend who takes pictures, but there's a lens called a wide angle lens. You don't want to be shot in a wide angle lens because all it's going to do is distort you, especially if they want to get all of you. It's going to make your feet really big or your arms really big or your face really big. So you really need to make sure that somebody's using a portrait lens, a correct type of zoom lens. It's going to make sure you're kept in the proper proportions. But yeah, so right about especially for women when it comes to showing your curves by opening up your arms just slightly away enables you, as you said, to see the light coming through because nobody stands like a soldier. And so another great thing is just look at, again, Google or look at, clothing magazine pictures sometimes where they're just kind of relaxed. Another great way is just walking and having somebody just click, click, click because you're not really thinking about it. But that's what's like with our photographers, we want you to feel like a friend is out there taking your picture. And so we chat it up. It's either 60 minutes or 90 minutes. And it's just a lot of fun that it's all about you. And people generally don't have those kind of photographs taken. And so
Yeah.
it's really eye opener for so many people.
I know a lot of times people are like, oh, I don't want to get a professional photographer because I don't want these to look like glamour shots. But they truly are not glamour shots. They are just good lighting.
Yeah.
It's really you. They're not totally distorted and made up. Like you're going to look like the photo on the date because the photos aren't massively touched up where they try to make you like 10 years younger or something. I mean, I see some of these apps that women are using, and I'm like, wait, you're 50 years
Yeah.
old. Why do you look 30? If someone looks too good to be true, it's probably true, right? They don't really look like that in real life. So, yeah, there's definitely some ways that you guys look better online do that make people presentable. And I know a couple things are not having something blocking you, like at a table or something, or a podium where it gives the image that you're closed off, you're not open, right? And that you guys make
Mhm.
sure that we show our hands because that shows that you're more trustworthy and you're not tucking your hands away in your pockets and hiding them. So subconsciously, we realize some of
Well, we
these,
do have pictures in pockets, but we don't like you to jam your whole hand in.
right?
So either your fingers are out or your thumb is out. But a kind of a fun picture though, even though a table is in front, like we like to do, all of our images are on location. So I've been in DC where they've been outdoor cafes, and I'll have a client sit down and we'll grab a glass of water or something and have them look friendly sitting at a table, but shot in a way closer up that it kind of gives the impression for somebody if they're walking up to have a date with them, what they might see at the table, that
Right.
kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but definitely the open body. And also when you're mentioning about the glamour shots, we don't do studio. I find that too often you're stilted in a studio. But if you're out and about in real life, you're not really sure when the photographer's taking the photo. And it the comment we get all the time is, wow, that's me.
Yeah.
Meaning that's such an honest photo of somebody. And what we like to tell them is this is who we see. And
Yeah.
it's just not that often does somebody truly look at somebody and know the right way to photograph them? Because so often there's bad pictures of people, but people come away from our sessions going, I never thought I could look this good, but that's who they are.
Right.
Finally, somebody's capturing them who they are. And how often do we say to people when on the dating apps and then we meet them, you look so much better in person than your photo, because they're bad pictures. But with ours, people say, oh my gosh, you look just like your photos. That's our goal, is that we're trying to be honest.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. So
And no
what
matter what your body type is either.
Yeah. So what other last minute tips before I have you sign off? What other tips can you give somebody if they want to take good photos? Like for the women, I know they should maybe show their neckline, right? Like not wear a turtleneck or anything that's covering their neck.
Right. Definitely. No scarves, like an open V and a very soft necklace if you're going to. This is not the time to be showing off the big chunky necklaces, because really what it does is it goes part of your neck, chunky necklace, then your body. And instead, we need to have it open. And so for your photos, again, not this is not about dating. This is about your photos. So having a clean neckline, it's best having a V neck versus a crew neck. A boat neck is nice. Off the shoulder is nice if you can do it. But some ladies who shouldn't go sleeveless, don't go sleeveless. Instead, we have what we call a flutter sleeve that gently goes over the top of your shoulders, because people don't look good if your shoulder, if you show the side of your arm, that gets really wide. So it's just finding the right angle. If you think for a woman in S shape, so it's getting their body fluid to get more of an S shape. But yeah, no turtlenecks, no scarves, because again, that appears bulky. You know, it appears you're covering yourself up. And guys, a really quick tip for you: when you're wearing a button-down shirt, best to wear a V-neck undershirt under your button-down shirt instead of a white crew neck. Doesn't look so good. If you want to wear a crew neck, say with a plaid shirt or something, don't wear a white one. Wear a navy, wear a maroon, wear a color that's going to complement as part of the stripes or the plaid. But you really should not see your t-shirt under a V-neck. You should wear a V-neck undershirt. Big tip.
I've seen guys take photos and they don't wear any shirt underneath, no V-neck, no crew neck, and then you can see like their nipples through the shirt. And I'm like, "Wait, what's going on? Like now we need to like Photoshop your nipples out of the photo." So, and to iron their shirts when they go for
Yeah,
these photo shoots. Don't wear sunglasses, no
yeah,
hats, no dating profile
yeah.
photo.
Oh gosh, no sunglasses, no hats.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
same thing. Oh, and please make sure they're not wrinkled. Like, don't have you just bought your shirts and right before the photo shoot, you're unraveling them from their packages and putting them on. No, 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 no. Hang your stuff up. Let the wrinkles get out. It's clean. Make sure if you're going to wear a blazer that you've actually tried it on recently, because perhaps it's too tight now or it's too big now. So don't wait till the last minute to try on your clothes for photo shoots.
What I
So
don't like, I'm not a big fan of guys who wear t-shirts with logos when they do photo shoots, or they wear like a red t-shirt or red button-down shirt. I feel like men look really nice in blue, light blue, dark blue, button-down shirts. If they have,
I think the right red,
bright red,
the right
I'm
red
not a
will
fan.
work.
I'm not a fan of red on guys, but yeah, like if they have facial hair, make sure it's nicely groomed. And
Oh, trim.
I suggest men don't get a haircut right before the photo shoot. Like they should get a
Sure.
haircut maybe 3 days, 5 days before, so they let the hair grow out a little bit. So yeah.
Exactly. And then women, if you color your hair, please check the roots. You don't want to have grace the skunk look for your photo shoot. It's really harder to touch up.
Yeah.
Just go ahead and get your hair done
Mhm.
instead.
Right.
Much better.
What are
And the
your
makeup, we're not asking them to go and have glamour makeup put on, because we want them to feel like who they are in their pictures is what you'll meet, because there a lot of times women say, I'll never be able to do this with my makeup. Then don't.
Right.
Have just enough
Yes.
to emphasize.
Yeah. Well, Anne, thank you so much for your time.
Oh, my pleasure.
Any last minute word about anything that we missed?
No, I just, there's so much information on the internet these days that, as you were saying, just Google about outfits, Google about hair, and so forth. And it's being yourself.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line. Clean, present yourself. And what I'd like to do for your listeners, May, I'd like to give a $25 discount to someone who'd like to get our 1 hour package, which is 2 outfits and 60 minutes, or our 90-minute package, which is 3 outfits. It's a $25 discount, and we will do LBO AM, Asian Matchmakers, 25. So
Okay.
LBO AM 25 will be a code that you can use to get $25 off of our photo packages.
And you're all nationwide, right? You
We
can.
are. We're at lookbetteronline.com. I answer the telephone. You have any questions, be happy to answer. And if what we ask you to do is put a zip code in, if you don't see your city, call me or email me, Ann at lookbetteronline.com, ANN, for Ann, because I might be working with some photographers and getting them ready to go online with us. So ask first before just walking away, because if it's something I can help you with, I'd love to.
And just every time I've used Look Better Online, I love the photos. You guys have really great photographers, and I'm a huge
Thank
fan.
you.
I mean, especially now, I do take on clients all across the US, and I feel confident that I'll have somebody to take their photos, and I totally trust you. I trust the photographers. They're great. And it just, how many people out there are maybe in their 40s now or 50, and they've never had a professional photo session taken of them? Like, who cares if you're not even doing it for dating? Do it for your LinkedIn profile, do it for your social media, do it for work, do something where this is the best way to capture how you look right now, because you're never going to be younger, right? Like, today's the day, like you're going to get older tomorrow. So yeah, I just think it's such a great way to get some shots taken of you and use them for dating or for your social network. I mean, it's worth it. It's just a few $100s, but wow, what a
Yeah,
difference
it does.
photos make. I mean, if you're out there and you're like, I hate online dating, and if you've not tried to get professional photos taken that are natural looking, you should really invest in this.
Well,
So
definitely, if they come to our website, we do have some different photo galleries. We've got a before and after where we clearly show a lot of pictures that people do
yeah.
in the mirror, in the bathroom, in the car, those kind of selfie, whatever, blocking out your friends, all those kind of things. We've got the before to show you what the after is. You're like, oh my gosh, that's the same person. And we've got success stories and we've got testimonials. So, just even for resource, just check
Right.
us out and see. It's
Okay.
it's really, it does make a difference.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Anne, so much.
My
And ladies,
pleasure.
ladies out there, if you're looking for dates, looking to date a great guy, I would love for you to be part of my database. Go to twoasianmatchmakers.com and register with me. And then if you're looking to hire a matchmaker, I would love to speak with you as well. Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Bye bye.